Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Seth's Car Segment. Today, we're going to film a bit of a different video. So, as many of you may know, this is my 2009 Volvo S60. And I've already done a review on this, that's up on my channel. If you want to watch that, that'll be in the description below. But, what I figured I'd go over is some basic car maintenance. Cars in general are like, kind of expensive to own, and... Anyway, cars in general get a bad rap for being kind of expensive to own, and in many ways they are. But anyone with a little bit of basic knowledge, basic hand tools, and a little bit of patience can do a lot of their own maintenance at home. So today I just want to give you a basic idea of some of the stuff that you can do to your car at home and save potentially a lot of money. One of the most important things for your car maintenance is going to be basic hand tools. You can get a set like this, which has pretty much everything you might need. Wrenches, sockets, more wrenches, good screwdriver, even some Allen keys, because sometimes you need those, and a lot of little adapters, extensions, a smaller one, a smaller socket, wrench rather, and a lot of screwdriver bits. Now this one doesn't have a ton of screwdriver bits, so what I might recommend is buying something like this 100-piece screwdriver set, which has a lot of these Torx bits, these T's. These are a lot of what you see in especially European cars, but really every car uses these. You're just going to want a big variety of all these sizes because there's a ton of different bolt sizes, which I'll show you in the engine bay of my Volvo in just a second. So starting off, one place to start is always under the hood. Obviously, oil changers. Super easy to do at home as long as you have a jack and jack stands. And obviously that's how you get the car off the ground. The main thing with changing your oil is, number one, you got to get the car up and you got to drain the oil from under the engine. I don't have a jack here right now, so I can't show you that. But the thing is, you can find that location on the internet really easily. And the other thing is you need to have a way to dispose of that oil. Oil, obviously you can't dump it into like nature. That's polluting, that's illegal. So you do need a way to catch your oil, and you can take that used oil to either a dump or like a recycling center, or to an auto parts store like the AutoZone where you may buy parts. And that way they will take the oil and dispose of it in a clean way for you. But the thing with your oil is obviously you have the dipstick where you pull this out all the way, and you'll take like a paper towel or napkin, wipe it off, put it back in, and it'll say minimum and maximum. And you want your oil level to be as close to that maximum as possible without going over. Obviously, your oil fill is at this very simple location right here. That's pretty self-explanatory. And that's pretty much oil changes. You just have to drain it out. You do want to change your filter. Obviously, the oil filter location will vary from car to car. Actually, I'm gonna disclose this right here, right now. All of this information will vary from car to car. So do not take this information as it is the exact same for a Honda Civic, Mercedes C-Class, all of it. This will all vary. I'm just showing this on my car, and if you want to get a better idea for your own car, the internet's a very, very vast place for that stuff. Continuing, obviously, wiper fluid, you should not be paying anyone to put this in your car for you. This is the most easy thing. You take the bottle of the wiper fluid, open this thing up, dump it in until it's full. It's that easy. Some of the other fluids in your car, power steering. In general, this shouldn't need to be filled up, but if you have a leak, that's something you should consider getting fixed. Apart from that, you take this off, you fill it up. It's that easy. Coolant is another very, very important thing. A lot of cars, you'll note a sweet smell if it's leaking. You obviously don't want it to leak. So, assuming it is leaking, you fill this up by opening this, which I will not do right now because you do not open this when it is hot. The coolant system in any car is pressurized. If you were to take this cap off right now, you'd be blasted with steam, hot air, and hot coolant. That would really hurt. Let's not do that. But the thing with coolant is there's a max, I don't know if you can see that, max and min. You want that to be obviously above the minimum line, but you want it to be below the max, which on this car is just this seam here. Obviously, I have a little high because this was leaking, and now it's not. I don't know why that is. Anyway, coolant, in general, also not a hard system to take care of. You do need to drain that and change it sometimes, but that's only if you notice like the color has gone bad. The other thing is do note the color of your coolant. You don't want to use the wrong color. It can cause issues with your cooling system, build up, potentially lead to your car overheating. Another major thing I see people get scammed on is when it comes to air filters. The engine and cabin air filters are both pretty common scam items, as people will overpay to have these filters fixed, when in reality, I've basically just done all the disassembly needed to get this thing off and change it myself. And guess what? These parts are $20 on Amazon. So, I mean, obviously I can't really do this with one hand, but you just see how there's tabs back there, and then these hooks here that you unclip. You lift that thing up, you can see it in their little orange thing. That's your engine air filter. The cabin air filter is a little different. Generally, if it's not under the hood, you will have to pop the glove box down, which is a bit of a different problem. In this car, you unscrew it and it'll pop down. I'm not gonna do all that disassembly right now, but also that's just not that hard. A lot of those quick oil change places will love to get you for that stuff, as well as things like your wiper blades. These are so easy to change. First of all, AutoZone, and most major auto parts stores will change these for free if you just bring your car there and buy the wiper blades there. Do not pay for wiper blades. Do not pay for air filter changes. If you are able to do it yourself, you most definitely should. It'll save you so much money, potentially a lot of time, and it'll make you feel like you've done something with your car because you've actually taken care of it on your own. There are obviously other items you can take care of on your car. Tires are a kind of hard one because most people don't have the machinery necessary to dismount the tire from a wheel and take it to it and put new tires on it. So that's generally not one I see people do at home. But one thing I actually have done to this car at home, and get under the car and show this, is this, where is it? This right here. This is a fuel filter. Some cars don't have this anymore, but this one does. It's mounted right up under the car. The fuel goes in that towards the engine. Make sure it's clean. This part was $20, and it just took me a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and a little bit of spilled gas. But ultimately, I was able to change that and get my car to run better fuel mileage. This would be a $400 to $500 job at a shop, and even more at a Volvo dealer. So I saved myself money by doing that, and all it took me was a little bit of spilled gas and an angry friend. So in general, that's most of the major stuff that you can do to your own car to make it run better, perform better, just generally easier to own. Some other items are spark plugs, obviously. I wasn't able to show you on this car because it's a little hard, because there's I don't know if you remember, there is a hose that goes over the engine. I'll just show it. Top of your hood. You should also know where that is, but everyone should know where their hood pop is. Anyway, the spark plugs are almost always at the top of the engine. In this car, you just unscrew all this. There's 8 screws on the top of the engine, and then you do need to pop this cover off, and unfortunately that's a little impossible to do with this thing, this hose for the turbo on there. And to get the hose off, you kind of got to take the brace off. It's a whole job. Someone did it already, so I don't have to. But as I was saying about those Torx bits, see all these little screws here? They're not your regular Phillips or flathead. Those are Torx bits. You're going to need a lot of those, and these ones on the top of the engine are too. There's a lot of different sizes. I remember this one was a T25, this was a T30. You're going to want a lot of different size sockets and drill bits to get everything off if you're trying to fix your car. If you don't have all that, it could become a real headache. So the last thing I do just want to say is, again, this is not a professional guide on how to fix anything on your car. This is just a basic, informative video to show you what's possible, what you can do at home. You know, things like headlight bulbs obviously are something you probably could do at home, but they can also be more involved jobs. Like this car, I had to take the whole bumper off. I had to take the headlight out to change the little bulbs in it, which is insane. But on most cars, you should be able to do that. So in general, the one thing I will say is make sure you're getting your parts from a good source too. You know, European cars like this Volvo, Mercedes, Audis, BMWs, Volkswagens, a great source for that is going to be FCP Euro, who I will link down below. Apart from that, if you're looking for Hondas, Fords, Toyotas, any of like Japanese or domestic car manufacturers, a lot of parts can be found on websites like Rock Auto and just good old like auto parts stores like AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advanced Auto Parts. And I mean, I've even found parts for this car in there. That fuel filter I changed was from Advanced Auto Parts. So, I mean, just know where to shop. The other thing I will say is eBay is never a bad source. So even if you're scared of buying non-genuine stuff off eBay, buy it from reputable sellers. I've found eBay stores that sell quality OEM parts pulled off of wrecked cars. And as long as you get those good parts, you don't have to worry about the quality of them. They're obviously not going to be the best if they're used, but if it's just to change something on your car, don't worry about it. So again, I'm just going to stress this was not a professional guide, but I want to raise awareness to the fact that cars can be fixed on your own at home. Don't be scared that everything has to be a problem you take to your mechanic. Believe in yourself, find a good YouTube video, and give yourself a lot of time and patience. You can do it. Thank you for watching.